And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. I don't have to tell you, Hail Marys, our good friends in Cheviot, located on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District. You can walk from bar to bar with your drinks, but you don't have to. You can stay at Hail Marys. They have 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall. There's not a bad seat in the house. They subscribe to every sports package that DirecTV offers. They can stream all the games. And Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. And I've got news for you, Aaron. This weekend for the UC game, they got a food truck. It's called Mex Mex by Casa Mexico. Tacos, quesadillas, nachos. You can get steak, chicken, carnitas, el pastor, birria, chorizo, campechano, shrimp, vegetable, quesadilla. They've got burgers. They've got Mexican street corn. They've got asada fries. It looks delicious. I might have to go just get it for myself. But go visit our friends at Hail Marys in Cheviot. They'll get you taken care of. All right, Aaron. But this is we're in bye season. So teams are getting their one of two buys. Like, I don't love the 2-bye thing, because it messes with this show and it messes with the Sunday show. Like, at 5-6 games. Like, we need 5 or 6 games.
I agree.
But so today might be a little bit shorter than
it's all right. We went long yesterday.
We did. We went like 27, 28 minutes yesterday. So let's go ahead and get this ball rolling as Friday night, 10:30. Woo! Gonna be a late one if you got plans early Saturday. But Utah traveling to Tempe to take on Arizona State. I'm a little surprised Utah is only a 4-point favorite here. The total is really low, 44.5. There is rumblings that Cam Rising has been lightly practicing, which means he should be ready by the start of the 2025 season. This all seems weird to me. The total, 44.5 for these two teams, that seems low. They both are good on defense, I guess. I'm going to go with Utah here, but something feels off. Like, only a 4-point favorite by an Arizona State team that is right there with Houston in the metrics as like the worst team in this league in most of like the analytics. This seems off. It just seems off.
Arizona State is 4-1. That's the difference between them and Houston. The spread opened on this one at -3 for Utah, and the over-under opened at 45.5. That said, Arizona State I believe, Texas Tech, I think, is the only game that they did not score 30 or more. They scored 48 against Wyoming. They scored 30 against Mississippi State. They scored 31 against Texas State. And they scored 35 against Kansas. I think this is a game where Arizona State can prove that they are for real. And I don't know what to make of Utah. I still don't know what to make of Utah. The fact that you don't have Cam Rising.
Their defense is great.
Maybe you do have Cam Rising. Well, that doesn't mean that their offense is. So
I know. That's why the total's so low. Their defense is great, and we have no clue what their offense is.
If I was betting this game, I think I'd take the over, and I think I would take Arizona State on the spread just because I don't -4. Maybe Utah wins this game, but maybe it's not.
I mean, that's the thing with low scoring, right? If it's low scoring, it's probably going to be close. I think Utah finds a way to win by a touchdown. I would take the over. It feels like an Iowa game. 44, like
I said, this is a game that Arizona State can prove they're for real.
I don't think they are. So we'll see. Cincinnati UCF, I wouldn't touch it because I don't think I don't know. I have no idea what to think about Saturday at 3:30. And that has nothing to do with the game. It's a big number there, though, 58.5.
58.5. Oh my! For two teams that run the ball a lot, that's crazy.
But they both score a lot.
That's because
their defenses are both bad. So 58.5, I think I still might go over.
Maybe
in these short weeks, we might have to talk about the line on the UC game at least.
Look, I don't care. We can touch on the line.
We have to break down the game. We've got a bunch of other outlets to do that, but we can talk about the line a little bit. Sorsby already has this crazy 1,481 yards in 5 games. It's a lot.
Yes.
Arizona at BYU. BYU favored by 4. 48.5 is the total. Supposed to be a wonderful day in Provo, 74 and sunny. A 4 p.m. kickoff on Fox. This will be an interesting game. Like BYU at night is almost indestructible. Like they're a monster. They're still good at home, but they're not as good as they usually are at night. I don't know what to think of Arizona. Like, I think they're okay. Like I think they're one of those teams that week to week they're a coin flip.
I was high on Arizona a couple weeks ago. I am all the way out on Arizona. Give me BYU all day long.
Please explain to people what that means. Like some people don't know, Aaron.
Well, it's a hashtag. I didn't come up with it.
But that doesn't mean the people watching this show know that that's a thing.
The quarterback is Jewish, playing for a Mormon team. The whole thing is very strange, but it is a marriage that is working out for both parties very, very well. That said,
they're number 2 in my Big 12 rankings.
I think that they're going to cover the 4-point spread. I think that 48.5 is not enough. I think it's going to be over that as well.
Yeah, I'm taking BYU. I'm laying the points, and I would go over on 48.5. Iowa State at West Virginia. West Virginia is 3-2, but they are 2-0 in the Big 12. Iowa State is undefeated. They are the highest ranked team in the Big 12. The spread is Iowa State by 3. The total is 53.5. I like the under because both of these teams love to run the ball. Rocco Becht is having a pretty good season. They've got a couple good wide receivers, but I don't think this is going to be a up and down the field game. I think this is going to be a punch you in the mouth kind of ordeal. I think Iowa State wins. I would go under, but I think I'd lay the points too. I think their offense is starting to come around a little bit more, where I worried about them at the beginning of the season.
I am super high on Iowa State right now. I was on them last week. I'm on them again this week. They'll cover 3 easy. 53.5. I don't know that West Virginia is going to score enough points to get the 53.5, truthfully.
Right.
But I'll take over as well.
Let's take a look. It feels like, I was right. Like in the past 3 weeks, West Virginia scored 34, 32, and 38. That's against Pitt, Kansas, and Oklahoma State. So, not the greatest defenses in the country, but West Virginia's offense is coming around a little bit. And so is Iowa State's. That's a tricky over-under, the more I think about it. I think we both think of these two teams as lower scoring teams, but the trend has been higher scoring.
This was an argument we had last week when I said that Iowa State would score a lot, and they did indeed with 43. I'm again just super high on Iowa State, and I don't know that I would just be worried that West Virginia wouldn't do enough to cover, but we'll see.
Yeah. Finally, 10-15. Another one you're going to need some toothpicks for your eyes. Kansas State at Colorado. Kansas State is number 18. Their only slip up so far this season has been that game in Provo at night where BYU scored 30 points in 6 minutes. Colorado does not look anything like the team that they look like at the beginning of this season. Their defense is coming around. They've been better against the run. That run defense will absolutely be tested. on Saturday night. Kansas State is a 4.5-point favorite. The total is 56.5.
Kansas State opened at 5.5-point favorites, and the over-under opened at 49.5.
Yeah, I would have bet. Your salary on the over.
Woo!
Maybe 2 months' salary on the over.
I mean, I would have hammered 49.5.
Right. But 53.5 is at least a little more reasonable.
56.5.
Or 56.5. I'm almost, and I've been big on Kansas State. I had them in the Big 12 title game preseason. I might be ready to buy in on Colorado a little bit. At home, their defense is better. They have the 2 best players on the field every week. I also think they could do something like BYU did, where they just have this like 6-7 minute stretch where like the floodgates open and they make 2 or 3 big plays and it steamrolls a little bit. I think I'm going to take the points and go Colorado.
I am also going to do it, but it's for very different reasons. You are far higher on Shadur than I am. I am not high on Shadur. I don't even think he's a top 10 kid in this upcoming draft. I certainly don't think he's always the second best player on the field. I'm way higher on Hunter. That said,
Are you going to take Shadur Sanders or Avery Jones?
I am taking Shadur, but I'm doing that because I've always been against Colorado this entire season, and it has not worked out for me. And I'm really hoping that because I take Colorado, that they just drop just a big old egg on this one. So I'm going to take Colorado. I'm going to take the over, and hopefully this game is just a mess. Are they? I don't know if you've seen the fires going on in Wyoming. I wonder if they're going to be affected by the 100,000 acres that are currently on fire in Wyoming.
Aaron, I've only got the mental capacity for one natural disaster at a time.
Look, I'm just saying those are things that could be concerns for bettors who are looking at games in Colorado and Utah.
Yeah. I mean, it would depend on the wind, I guess.
Sure.
Like would the wind take, we've seen that here. There were fires.
I don't even know where the wind streams go out west. I have no idea what direction anything goes.
And when there's a hurricane ravaging the Gulf, how much does that change the jet stream? Come on, meteorologist shoes on this week. We all do. Of course, I was told people in Orlando don't evacuate hurricanes. They just ride them out.
They do. My cousin is down there. I'm going to stay with him. Should I be able to hop on a jet on Friday and head down to the game? I still have no idea what's happening this weekend.
You can hop in a car.
Hell no.
Down there 12 hours.
You know how many people are going to be trying to go home?
Back into Florida?
You are out of your mind. And there's only one way in and one way out. 75?
95. You can do 95.
Ugh.
You're not too far from 95 over there in almost West Virginia.
Yeah. Do you know what's going on down that road from here?
You can't get to 95. There's 26 and 40 don't work, and you can't even get to 95.
40 fell into a river.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go to Philly, catch 95 Philly, then go down to Florida. Yeah, it's wild. Weather is wild, man.
Can't wait for the hurricane that's right behind Milton getting ready to go. What are we doing?
That's the nightcap. Brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar. We'll see you tomorrow night right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!